Welcome back. One of the 1960s most talked about figures has sadly passed away.
For more, we're joined by entertainment editor Peter Ford. Good morning, Pete. Marianne Faithfull has such an incredible legacy.
Yeah, such an interesting woman. Of course, the headline becomes Mick Jagger's old girlfriend, which of course is true. They were together for 4 years, but there's so much more to it. She was such a spirited and talented woman and a great survivor. I mean, she'd been through a lot. She was a heroin addict. She tried to take her own life in Sydney, actually. She was living on the streets as a homeless woman for a couple of years. She suffered very badly during COVID. In fact, a lot of her friends don't think she ever fully recovered from COVID 5 years ago, and that may have certainly been a contributing factor to her death at the age of 78. Massive smoker, that probably didn't help either. But going back to when she was with Mick Jagger, she was 17 years old. She was a folk singer around the clubs in London, but she wasn't a big name. And the manager of the Rolling Stones at the time was enchanted by her and said to Mick and Keith Richards, go into the kitchen and write a song for her now. Right now, go and write a song for her. So they did. And the song was As Tears Go By, which became a big hit for her. And it's still one of those songs you hear it today and you'll think, oh, I know that song really well. And that was her only big hit commercially. But she brought out a great album called Broken English. But certainly that relationship with Mick Jagger, they came to Australia together when Mick was making the Ned Kelly movie. And that's sadly when she did take her own life. She was in hospital for 3 weeks in Sydney. And in this clip I'll show you, she talks about the relationship with Mick and why it couldn't work. And there was a whole lot of other factors involved that spoiled it all. Have a look.
Being the sort of kept plaything of a great rock star wasn't really my destiny. I did know that. The unfortunate thing was that I really loved him. And if we'd been in any other situation except the gilded cage, we could have had a wonderful life together.
So interestingly, she was actually married with a child when she took up with Mick, and they were, as she says, together for 4 years after that. But he's released a statement by way of Twitter just in the last hour or so, in which, as you can see there, he speaks very, very fondly of her. Wonderful friend, beautiful singer, and a great actress. She will always be remembered. And of course, that's the second partner, if you like, that Mick Jagger has lost, because Loren died a few years ago. Beautiful words there from Mick Jagger. And today we do take our hats off to the very interesting, often turbulent life of Marianne Faithfull.
Yeah. OK, Pete, and back home you've got exclusive details about Maggie Tabberer's upcoming memorial, yeah?
Yeah, I told you I'd come back to you with more details when I got them, and I have got them. So just to recap, the celebration of Maggie Tabberer's life, it is being called a memorial, is going to be on Monday week at the Ritz Cinema, where Maggie loved to go to the movies in Randwick at St Paul's Road there. And it's a good place to have it because it fits a lot of people. They can have visual presentations, etc. Mike Munro will be the MC for the event. They formed a personal friendship after Mike hosted her This Is Your Life. They actually did Maggie twice on This Is Your Life, and a friendship devolved out of that. He'll be the MC. Her two daughters, Brooke and Amanda, will both be speaking. Her grandson, Marco, will also be speaking. Deborah Hutton will be there. And, of course, interesting link there because of Harry and Miller, who Deborah was with in a relationship for many years, and he was very much the Svengali in Maggie's career. The artist, critic and arts observer, Leo Schofield is speaking, and Marsha Hines is going to sing. And Marsha,
lovely.
Yeah, I don't know if you've ever caught up with Marsha's album she made about 2 years ago called The Gospel, according to Marsha Hines. It kind of went under the radar a bit. It's gospel music, as the name suggests, and I would be tipping that she'll do something from that, and it's a magnificent album too. So Monday week, anyone can turn up and go. Ritz in Randwick, 11 o'clock in the morning, Monday week.
OK, yeah, beautiful, Pete. A Hollywood couple's daughter is making waves in the fashion world. Who's that?
Yeah, so this is Sunday Rose, who, of course, we've talked about in the past. Now she's becoming like an entity in her own right. We spoke about her last year. She, of course, is the daughter of Nicole and Keith, and she did the Paris Fashion Week last year. She copped a lot of criticism. I don't know why. I guess it's hard when you're, the daughter of two very famous people. She's still very young. She's only 16 years old. And now she's picked up her first actual deal, and she'll be involved in a campaign for, I'm going to say this wrong, and you're going to correct me, Kylie, Miu. I always want to feel, am I close? Because it's spelled M-I-U,
yeah.
but you don't pronounce that like
Miu
that,
Miu.
do you? No, you're getting it wrong, Larry.
Anyway, lovely. This is so she's doing a
Yes, that's great for her, isn't it?
A photographic campaign, is it?
Yeah, photographic campaign. So yeah, she's looking stunning and she's making her own path in life. And I'm sure Nicole and Keith will be watching like a hawk, but also very, very proud of her as well.
Did we say, Kylie, your question, a Hollywood couple?
I know.
Are Keith and Nicole a Hollywood couple?
I bristled at that once I read it because I thought, hang on.
I could feel your bristles from over
Could
here.
you feel my bristles?
Yeah.
Because they're not a Hollywood couple, they're Keith Australia.
They're our Keith
Nicole.
and yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Anyway, UU pronunciation, pronounce it very well, Pete. An iconic comedian has featured in a new campaign. What's that about?
Yes, this is funny. So Joanna Lumley has done this skit. Now, they have Comic Relief every year in the UK. It's huge. It's for Red Nose Day, but it's called Comic Relief. And through the years, Joanna, as indeed all the big names in the UK, have done skits for it. They're usually really funny and we end up showing them. And they've sent up all sorts of things, as well as sending up themselves, which is what the premise of this skit is about. So after all these years of doing Comic Relief every year, in comes a young producer who thinks they know exactly how it should be done in a brand new way. And this is the result. So we can relate just a little bit, right?
That was
Well,
very
speak
good.
for yourself there, Pete. Kylie and I can't relate to that.